You ever play a game so good you literally dream about it? Taking what they've learned about remaking games, and they've had some practice, Capcom has managed to enhance a classic that, in my opinion, surpasses the original in just maybe every way. Resident Evil 4 takes place 6 years after the events of Resident Evil 2 and stars Leon Kennedy. And for obvious reasons, Leon is no longer working for the Raccoon City Police Department. Instead, he now finds himself tasked with the mission of finding the president's missing daughter, Ashley Graham, which takes him to Spain. So Resident Evil 4 features 3 main areas: the village, castle, and the island, all of which have been greatly expanded and packed full of fun new details, and oh man, this game is just beautiful. A few locations have been cut, but the sheer amount of new areas to explore and new content to discover more than makes up for it. Whether you're new to RE4 or returning for the umpteenth time, I'm confident you will enjoy getting lost in this world as much as you can while being hunted by a cult. Whether it's the dark, menacing woods of the village or the large, extravagant halls of the castle. Hell, the island got an awesome overhaul too, and there's so much more to it now. Speaking of overhaul, I also really dig the change in tone in the remake. While the original RE4 had almost this constant fun B-movie type humor to it, the remake definitely is more dark and serious. Like, there's a certain villain in particular who really gave me the creeps this time around, and I had no qualms about sending a big ol' rocket his way when the time came. For those of you who don't know, it's an instant kill, and it was so satisfying. And that's another reason why I love this remake so much. The characters and villains you meet have been fleshed out. Ashley is no longer this helpless college student constantly screeching, "Leon!" She's strong-willed, capable, and grows quite a bit during the course of the game. And if you take the time to read the documents scattered throughout, you'll learn quite a bit about who some of the most iconic enemies once were, before, they injected themselves with parasites and whatnot. That said, I think some story beats, despite being expanded upon, will still seem a bit random, especially to those who aren't familiar with RE4 or Resident Evil's history, but I don't think it'll too negatively impact one's overall experience. And hot damn is the RE4 remake fun to play. This game is much more action-focused than the games before it, and you have quite the arsenal at your disposal. There are so many varying handguns, rifles, machine guns, and each feels and looks different from one another, and each has a role to play. Choosing which weapons to upgrade or which ones to sell is addicting in its own way. And even though it's more action-focused, at certain points this game is scary as hell. Like, Capcom just had to flex their muscles a few times, and yes, there were moments when I had to put the controller down and collect my thoughts. Even though I knew what ultimately was going to happen, it didn't matter. I was still scared shitless. Shout out to that incredible sound design that gets me every time. All that said, I do wish there was more in-game banter between Leon and his companions, and I do wish certain plot points had been given more of a reason for existing. Anyway, there were some texture pop-ins I encountered from time to time, but that's pretty much it. Otherwise, this game ran smooth, looked beautiful, and from a technical standpoint, didn't give me any problems. This game fucking rocks. Like, I don't know how else to say it. It has been worth the wait, and I am so excited for y'all to get your hands on it.